Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm coming here with the zombie tier list because a few days ago I did the plant one. It's only right that I do the other side. And like last tier list, I'm going to start at the bottom again and work my way to the top. So let's get this out of the way right quick. I don't think any of the zombies in the game are bad at all. I feel like they're all good. It's just some are better in their own way. So I'm going to start at the bottom with 80s, thinking he's the worst zombie. Mainly because he really doesn't excel in one area at all. He deals single damage, he deals splash damage, he has a movement ability, but none of them really excel in any way. His bow is pretty bad. His never missiles, sure they auto lock on somebody if you tag them, but most of the time I find the person just moving behind a wall and they hit the wall and don't kill him. His rocket ride, it's just to give yourself up and die ability, unless you really catch someone off guard. And his dynamite dodge is still really laggy and find it always dealing the least amount of damage possible. Upgrades barely help this guy, and I just think he's very lackluster character. I don't find myself picking him at all, and I wish they would buff him a little bit more. So at the bottom of the good tier, I have scientists. Uh, if this was a few months ago, he would be right up there with Busted, probably the best zombie in the game. But man, they did something to him. His damage went to nothing because he was so good at not healing and he was so good at killing. And they did something to him. His sticky Healy grenade ability, I find it to be really bad. I don't think it's that good at all. I wish it had another charge. His warp is really the bread and butter of this class. The warp is so much better in this game than it was in the last two games. And his healing hose, it's just freaking useless. I wish it was a beam. I wish it was better. But that's really for scientists. They really murdered this class in some way. Next to scientist, I have pirate. And if this was a few months ago, again, pirate would also be up in the busted tier. Not because of the pirate himself. He's awful. But his parrot would. That's all you would see going around the map. Just everyone using the parrot and using the middle mouse ability, which is the explosion, and that would just wipe a team on a 20-second cooldown, but they really nerfed that into the ground. They also nerfed Pirate's Barrel, which was his get out of jail free card. They cut the health of it in half, and you can die in it now. His Anchor Away ability still is laggy as shit. They didn't fix that at all. So that's really it for Pirate. His primary is kind of bad. You have to wait for it to charge up. There is a couple upgrades that can support that, but I really don't find myself having fun or seeing this class as often anymore as I used to. So that's why he's in the good tier. Now next to him is Engineer, who would also be probably at the top of the excellent tier a couple months ago, but they kind of nerfed him down a bit. His stun grenade was really what made him so bad in this game. His stun grenade just absolutely made people not want to play this game anymore, deleted people. His turret was also pretty dang good. They nerfed the range on it though, but that wasn't too bad. And his double time ability, I find that good, but you just find them putting it in front of spawn doors and just boost to the end. His primary is really good when you stand next to the turret. That's all he does. You'll never find an engineer away from his turret. That's all they do. They just sit around corners and shoot in rooms. That's basically it for engineer. I mean, they're pretty easy to deal with once their turret goes down. And yeah, that's really it. So up in the excellent tier, we have at the bottom of it would be Super Brains, who would also probably be in the busted tier if it was a couple months ago, probably because of his Super Ball ability, which had insane splash damage and would probably just delete anybody it hit. His Hyper Jump Thump is really good as well for moving around. I prefer that much over Heroic Kick. And his Turbo Twister is pretty bad, but there's an upgrade for it that lets you heal off it, so it's not that bad. His primary itself, it's kind of laggy the way it works, but if you really catch someone off guard with it, it can kill them pretty quickly. His health is a little low. I wish it was a little bit higher, maybe 175. But other than that, he's a pretty good character. I still see a lot of super brains around, and that's why he's at the bottom of excellent. Now next to him, I put the Imp. The Imp himself isn't really that good. His grenade got a big nerf to its size, but there's a way to revert it. Imkata is actually a lot better in this game than it was in the last game. But the real hitter for the Imp is his mech. And man, they did a nice overhaul on the missiles. I feel like you shoot a lot more, and you can really kill a lot quicker with the missiles in this game. His slam is a lot better than it was in Garden Warfare 2, where if you slam someone in Garden Warfare 2, they would have to be on the mech. In this game, I feel like you can be a distance away and still deal some damage to them, and his explosive escape in this game is absolutely busted. It can wipe an entire point if you place it right, and that's probably going to get fixed within the next month or so. But yeah, Imp is really good if you're careful with him, and he's a very skillful character, so if you use him right, you'll get the result you want. Now, next to him is All Star. When the time to kill buffs came out for him, he was very, very strong. He dealt tens, and they fixed that really quickly in probably a week's time. But that didn't really matter. All Star's still really good. He has a good movement ability. His shield in this game is really nice as well. Imp Punt is bad. They could probably do something with that. I always find it dealing one and doing nothing at all. But his primary is still really good. There's ways to upgrade his primary. He's a good tank, a lot of health. Really nothing else to say about All-Star. He's just a solid, good all-around character. Now, I was debating for a while whether to put Electric Slide and Busted or Excellent, and I just decided to put her in the top Excellent because she's still pretty easy to kill. She can pump out a lot of damage in somebody in a very short amount of time, and she has a couple upgrades which extend the arc beam and the amount of targets it hits. And I find just those two abilities alone on her are very, very strong with her, as she already hits a 20 crit, and then it can bounce to deal a 7, and that's some really good crowd control for her. Her invulnerability ability is really good. There's a way to upgrade it so you can start regeneration with it, and you can get reload ammo off it. Her tornado is really good if placed right. It can kill somebody pretty quickly. And her magnet ability is just really annoying to play against, and it can get something like a Snapdragon away from you, which is really good. She's just an all-around good character. She's what 80s action hero aspires to be, and that's just how I see her. Now we're in the busted tier with Space Cadet and Foot Soldier, and I put Foot Soldier as the second best zombie, mainly because Space Cadet is just better, but I'm going to talk about Foot Soldier first. His primary is excellent in this game. You have an you have an upgrade that can give it a lot more ammo. You have an upgrade that can make it shoot faster. His rocket leap ability is fantastic. His RZPG in this game is also really good. And his stink cloud grenade is a ton better in this game than it was in the past two games. He's just a very good all-around character. He excels at everything he does. He's such a basic character, and I think that what makes him so strong is that he's very easy to use, and you can get a big result from him even if you're not even good at the game. He's still a fantastic character. And just because of the fact that he's so easy to use, I put him in the busted tier because with all three abilities at his disposal and in the right hands, he can be a very annoying and powerful threat. Now, the most broken character in the game, I'd have to say, is Space Cadet. In station and out of station as well. Out of station, her primary is absolutely insane. That thing's targeting is way better than it should be. It deals a lot of damage. It has a lot of ammo. Her Big Bang laser is absolutely busted. That can one-shot a good amount of the plants, or just deal a lot of damage in a burst. And her slam ability is a good escape card. I really don't find myself using it for offense rather than just defense and running away. But the main thing about Space Cadet is that she can go into Space Station, and Space Station is really, really unfair at sometimes, where even if you're just by yourself, your gun deals a lot of damage, and you can speed it up and use Crater Maker, which is also very good. But when you're paired up with other Space Cadets, Space Station just becomes basically undestroyable, unless you catch it off guard with like a Gatling, or you have a couple Snapdragons shooting at it. But the missiles that come out of Space Station are really, really good. They can one-shot a good amount of the characters, and the shields are really good too, and then you can give cooldowns to them, which is also really good. So I feel like PopCap's going to take a good look at Space Cadet and probably do something with her. Maybe they're going to do something with Foot Soldier too, I'm not sure. But this is just my opinion. This is what I think the best and worst characters are for zombie side in the game. Don't leave hate. If you have a different opinion, that's fine, but this is what I think. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.